Video that I have for you guys here today is a motion picture into this particular topic. Shout out to FBE Capital. This guy's content is phenomenal. The delusional obsession with six-figure salaries and modern dating today. He did an amazing breakdown into the modern woman's obsession with six-figure income and greater. Without further ado,
how much money should your man make a year?
8 figures.
8
Damn.
figures.
Ideally.
Ideally, my husband needs to be making like $650,000.
Over $500,000. Over $500,000.
$500,000?
2 million.
I say like $1 million.
I'm thinking about $1 million.
They probably 6 figures minimum.
Okay, cute.
Yeah, definitely 6 figures. 6 figures.
I think 6 figures is definitely decent.
So if you're out there and you make 15 million or better,
Is that bad?
Wow. So obviously all of these people are completely detached from reality.
Yes.
And have no idea on how the world actually works, or even just how basic math works for that matter, since not only are they requiring high six-figure salaries as minimums to live off of, they are also demanding 7-figure salaries from men in order to consider dating them, as if $500,000 is just slumming it. And thus, this creates the question, what does it even mean when women say, I don't date broke men?
Anytime a woman says that they don't date broke men, it generally means that they don't want to experience the grind, the hardship that will come or may need to come with having a higher and better standard of living. Their income is theirs. However, your income is the family's. They don't want to be an asset. They don't want to support a man, which would be an asset. They want to be a liability, simply extracting funds from you. Because for some reason, they think that society or you owes them for what they look like. They want the men to already be at the finish line. They don't want to run the race with you. These women should be absolutely avoided because you know what else is correlated within their personality? Avoiding accountability, avoiding responsibility rather than owning up to something. That's why we as men have to make sure that we not only protect ourselves from these kinds of women, but also know and understand how to be a man. Being a man means being an effective leader, and effective leaders understand that they must protect the things that are important to our purpose and our livelihoods. And in this digital age, our online identities are extremely important to us as men. It is a part of scammers' business model to steal your information and then sell it online. But recently, I came across a tool that has helped protect my online identity, and that tool is the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Aura provides comprehensive protection against cyber threats and identity theft. I recently had a hack happen to one of my online accounts, and using a tool like this has given me peace of mind, and you can experience the same peace of mind. Just for my community, try this product for 14 days for free, and that's way more than enough time to go up there and to find out if your personal data has been exposed. Protect yourself today with Aura. Link to the free trial down in the description box down below when you use my link. Sign up today.
We shouldn't be dating that broke guy with all the sweet words.
Because I think it's selfish to be broke.
40K?
40K is a deal breaker.
That's a deal. That's like, oh, absolutely not. No way. Under no circumstance.
No.
If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because
What's broke to you? What is defined broke?
Women like this don't understand that going on to podcasts with your titties out means that you don't stand a chance either, because you for the streets. I've done a video on her too a couple of years ago. In a public space with your mammary glands out like this to the extent of having to censor them with earlobes the size of thumbs is absolutely nasty work.
you make less than double what I make.
So this is exactly the clown
Grandma
show we're
earlobes.
dealing with. Now, I touched on this in a previous video where I said that broke these days doesn't even mean being in debt with no income, and this girl just literally said being broke is making less than double what she makes. So if we zoom out of crazy land for a sec and take a look at some basic numbers from the United States Census, then we see that the median income for men in 2021 was around $61,000, and for women it was around $51,000. So by her definition, that means that every single guy making less than $102,000 a year is considered broke, which is well over the majority of men. However, most women think that making $100,000 is easy and that everybody is making this in their 20s.
I'm 20, so maybe a good 75K right now.
75K?
Yeah, right now. And then 25, it should be like 150. And then 25, it should be like 150.
How much do you think your guy should make?
You should be making the same amount as me.
Same amount as you?
Yeah, I've made 95K in the last month.
The last month, 95K? You think the guy...
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
I underwear.
Okay.
See guys, just sell your undies online and you'll be making 95K a month ASAP. I don't know why you broke guys aren't doing this. Anyways, back to reality. Since the US Census actually cuts off at $200,000 because, you know, common sense, and because only around 11% of all US households make more than $200,000. So that's both men and women combined, which just shows you how extremely delusional it is to expect a guy to make a minimum of $500,000 or even $1 million just to support you and your crazy spending habits, because ultimately that's what it all boils down to.
Now listen, on this side of the internet, I think that it's commonplace to be upset at the degree of delusion or the standards and expectations that these middle of the road women place on you. But I want you guys to understand is that women who think like this will leave your ass at a moment's notice if you were to get them. If she experiences any hardships or the lowering of her standards of living, she's gone. That's why I have absolutely no remorse for men who put themselves in a situation with women like this, because as men, we also need to make sure that we have our own standards that they follow.
To take you on vacation,
Offer you a credit card or give you a wage.
buy you a nice gift.
A Pagani BC.
How much is that car?
I don't even know. Probably
Millions.
at least like 1.5 mil for sure.
Oh my
at
God.
least.
Take you to nice hotels.
Something more realistic that I would get. Maybe like some sort of like F12 Ferrari.
Wait, hold up. Her realistic backup car is the Berlinetta F12 Ferrari, which starts at around $250,000. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? By the way, drop a like on the video if you think that this generation is completely delusional, and comment down below what you think. Now, I'm not against buying expensive things that you've worked hard for and want to enjoy, just make sure you can easily afford them and not put yourself in a financial mess.
Big true.
However, that's not what's going on here, is it? Because in this modern dating madness, many women just want to be given a $250,000 car or a crazy expensive engagement ring, because when it comes to spending, then all of a sudden they want to be traditional again.
How much should a wedding ring cost?
$62,000.
We had agreed no more than 3 months of income on his end.
I think a wedding ring should cost as much as is in your couple's budget, but mine personally is going to cost around $600K. $600K. I want either Tiffany Co., Cartier, anything expensive where you could see like a mile away.
2 times his salary.
Jesus is what I said. Jesus is what I said.
Okay, first, can we get a moment of silence for the guy who's dating the last one?
Right.
I mean, the intensity with which she said 2 times his salary. It's as if it's the most normal thing in the world. RIP, bro. Because there is no way that this type of spending stops at the ring, and I'm sure that this dude is probably wasting a lot of money in that relationship.
It's so odd to me too. It's like when these women ask for these bodacious numbers and they're doing it in front of their homegirls, it's almost as if they're signaling to the homegirls that they're also better than them, which then signals to them homegirls, hey, maybe I should be asking for a lot more, as women are a lot more collective thinkers than what men are. And because no one stops their delusion or their unrealistic standards, the cycle just continues up until the point where women are asking for wedding rings that are 2 times your yearly salary.
Anyways, moving on, because we have to take a closer look at what's driving all of these insane beliefs, and of course this brings us to social media.
Hi girlfriends, and welcome back to Clairbank Style, where we talk about luxury, handbags, travel, fashion. I just want to preface this video by saying that I did not purchase all of this. Like, you know, I don't date broke guys, so
Wow.
I don't date broke guys, so
Just like that, she's trying to signal to all of these women around here, whether or not it's true or not, that she's better than them. But intelligent and or wise people understand what she's actually saying is that she's a gold-digging, social-climbing woman who did not earn the money that she is currently spending. And it's crazy because social media has so much influence in promoting these types of lifestyles, and it's going to get worse unless men stand up and provide feedback to this type of mindset. And for all you femmies out there that are watching content like this is why manosphere content exists, to combat this bullshit right here, because we see an issue with this while y'all love it.
The biggest problems with social media is that it's normalizing things that are absolutely not normal. 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds buying their first house, that's not normal. Going on holidays 4 times a year, again, not normal. Buying a $250,000 car in your early 20s, that's not even close to being normal. Neither are $1,000 handbags, $500 shoes, or eating golden hamburgers. Even people with generational wealth refuse to spend their money this way, but somehow social media has convinced women that if a guy is unable or unwilling to spend in this manner, then he's broke and you should definitely not date him.
Would I date a guy who brings in $40,000 a year? There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be with somebody because of how much money they make.
The lack of symmetry within your face conjoined with the crustiness of your hair denotes that you don't deserve a guy making $20,000 a year. Put your damn hand down and humble yourself.
There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be with somebody because of how much money they make.
Obviously, if someone hasn't got any money, they're not going to be taking you for luxury holidays. They'll be taking you to Tenerife at most. They won't be taking you to Bali or the Bahamas.
Now this is all part of a larger effort on social media and news outlets to constantly shame men
He's not gonna get me a tiny ring. He's gonna work 500 jobs.
into spending like idiots on dates, expensive meals, and luxury gifts. Don't buy into this. Because cheap dates are perfectly fine and actually the best way to find out if you even like each other. If you go on this amazing over-the-top date costing hundreds of dollars, is it even the person that you're liking, or is it just the date itself? In Europe, it's perfectly normal to go out on a cheap coffee date or drink date in order to get to know the person and see if you actually have chemistry. But in the US, you see this heavy emphasis on elaborate dates.
So I think coffee dates are the worst kind of date you can go on, and here's why.
Why I don't believe in coffee dates, why they are a waste of time. Do not go on a coffee date.
It's extremely low effort, low value, and ironically, it benefits the man and not the woman with the connection.
This right here is exactly what's wrong with social media today. In the West, these types of women create their platforms spouting this type of bullshit while at the same time not looking at themselves and determining what do they offer men. The selfishness is so crazy. The lack of empathy for men combined with this me selfish attitude demonstrates the same type of narcissism that they accuse modern men today of after every one of their failed relationships.
You keep hearing these gold-digging influencers talking about how a guy should invest in you from the start, otherwise he's not worth your time.
Men fall in love through investing in women, especially masculine men, right? So
invest in what? If I buy an S&P 500 ETF, I know I'm getting an 8 to 12% return for life, plus dividends. What the hell am I getting buying a girl a $300 dinner on a first date?
This chick really tried to equate to a man spending on a woman as a reason to why he would fall more in love with her. Absurd! But also notice this as well, is that a lot of these women influencers who are saying these types of things are attractive and adorn the halo effect where they can get away with saying these things more often than not. The issue is that unattractive to average looking women don't understand these lines of demarcation. So that's how you can get an average at best woman demanding the rewards of a 9 or a 10.
Sounds like a horrible investment to me. But hey, maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Now, the women who want a guy to make at least 100K or more claim that this is only for taking care of the family, not because of frivolous spending.
For me, like, it's not about, oh, buy me this or take me here or do that. Like, I have every intention of building schools in Africa, of building schools in Africa.
We don't do that here.
Right, so you want a rich guy so you can build schools in Africa?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bullshit.
Anyways, even if the household income easily exceeds the 6-figure mark, but the guy doesn't make 6 figures himself, then that's still not good enough. This mindset is so mental and completely exposes the big fat lie about how independent women are and that they are now making their own money and they don't need men. Sure, women might make their own money, but a majority of them still don't want to spend it on essential things for the family or on the person they're dating.
I don't want any of my income to be needed in the family. I want the man to be 100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna have my own business.
Our money is our money, but her money is her money, right? She's earning for herself.
But it's not 50-50 if his money is our money and your money is yours.
Shout out to feminism. Now, while I am a supporter of the first, maybe second waves of feminism, you know, right to vote, What these feminists have successfully done is garnered equality for everything on this planet except for what it is that they pay for in a relationship. So y'all fought for these jobs. Y'all got the jobs, yet you still want to keep all the money. You want the benefits of being modern and yet also the benefits of being traditional. You want your proverbial cake and you want to eat it too. And the fact is that there's a lot of sucker ass dudes that are signing up for bullshit equations just like this. And my thing is that I would not have a problem with this if that she would uphold her end of the bargain and or obligation, treat her wifely or her housemaker duties as a job. But most of these women don't think that way. They want you and her to work because, ew, I want to stay at home. Go women. What did we fight for all of those years? Yet wants you to pay for the whole family. Absurd.
So not only does this expose a very selfish mentality of only wanting to take and never wanting to give, but it actually goes much deeper than that, since as women are starting to make more and more money, they are now shaming men for making less than them, claiming that if a woman is more educated or earns more than a guy, then she's dating down.
Women dating down, which means, you know, a man who...
dating down.
This is just the reality of it. So women, you know, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, and I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
Fun fact, I actually reacted to this clip, I want to say it was like 3 or so years ago. This woman right here emailed me, begging me to take the video down.
Nani?
Nani? But I left it up.
So, okay.
Go ahead, Love Doctor.
All right. So before, right,
Watch
it was
him work.
okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, you know, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one. Right? You can't be the one to pay for the meal and because you're dating down.
And really with that logic, that means that men have been dating down for most of humanity.
The people who say this nonsense are the same people who will celebrate a guy stepping down from a job to support the career of his wife, but then make fun of men in general who are stay-at-home dads.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy is truly astonishing, and this is why I always say don't fall for the propaganda trap. Now, the second reason why this six-figure obsession makes no sense at all is that at this point, it has basically become a brand, a sort of status symbol, mostly used by people who have no idea what the value of money even is.
100, like 500 grand? Is that a lot?
Yeah, people like that. Now, the irony of it all is that most millennials and Gen Z couples will actually have 2 incomes, which means that the family household can easily surpass $100,000, and thus they can easily live a very comfortable life together. That is, of course, if they actually get together and become a couple. Because this whole six-figure obsession, together with other ridiculous dating standards and overall just terrible dating advice, is leading to an ever-increasing group of women chasing a tiny group of high six-figure or even seven-figure men to then complain that they are getting played and discarded by those same men. This is exactly how you get situations like the Tinder swindler. By the way, this was just one guy playing a handful of women, and they make a whole Oscar-worthy movie about this, blasting it across every single news station, while at the same time, millions of men worldwide are getting tricked into paying child support for kids that aren't even theirs.
Carnell is a wanted man because he refuses to do what the state orders and to pay child support for a child that DNA tests prove isn't his, a child he doesn't even know.
I haven't even had a chance to really speak to him except for one time when we took the DNA test.
Anyways, this all comes down to social media brainwashing people into thinking that six-figure incomes are the norm and that anything less is living in poverty. Demanding that your partner makes a certain amount of money or has a certain level of wealth only makes sense when you actually come from money. It's understandable that if you have a $10 million net worth, that you might want a partner that has at least $2 million of net worth, so that you can feel as if money isn't the reason that they're dating you. However, demanding a minimum of $100,000 a year of income for a guy when you yourself only make $40,000 makes absolutely zero sense.
Watching all of these women throw out numbers for their wedding rings or numbers for how much they think a guy should be able to make, and like they have this weird miss when it comes to reality, what people are making or what it is that a man should make. Really, it just makes me understand how the credit card industry is such a multi-billion dollar a year industry. People, and it's majority women, right? Because women are making 80% of the household decisions, understanding of money, of debt, of how much can they truly afford or truly pay for as they absorb content about manifesting their future, or women call out, steeps them well into delusion. But the issue is that they're making actual relationship decisions. And I'm not even just talking about credit anymore, but they're actually making relationship decisions based off of deluded thinking. But yeah, this is not all. Avoid women like this like the damn plague. These delusionally obsessed women are brainwashing other women through these platforms, lowering their chances to find men. And, you know, at the end of the day, they'll be a cat shepherd into the future and will have nothing but their own life decisions to look back on to determine why they are alone. But leave me your guys' comments down below. Shout out to FBE Capital. I'm gonna leave a link to this video and his channel down in the description box down below. Guys, go check out his channel. I mean, I'm talking motion pictures. Every video is a damn motion picture. Go up there, consume his content. Trust me, you will not regret it. Until next time, YouTube, peace.